So what can people expect from the show?
Lots of fun, lots of laughter, lots of everyday scenarios as well. I don't know, in terms of who's been on committee meetings or who's been witness to them, but they're very, very true to real life. The way that Alan Ayckbourn has written about the committee meeting of, what do we brand it as? The committee meeting from hell. And it definitely is that. But it's just, it's part farce, it's part comedy, but with Alan Ayckbourn, what he tends to do a lot is he writes an undertone of dark comedy as well. And I just think the audience are in for a real treat, with especially the cast. I mean, they are phenomenal. Like, they are so good. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. No, God, I'm so lucky and privileged to be on stage with, you know, Lizzie Power, Bob Dawes, Rob Duncan, Mark Curry, Debbie Grant. God, like, they're just phenomenal, and I'm learning every single day.
And when the audience are going home, is there a message that will be taken from the play?
Oh gosh, that's a good one. How we all have different opinions, but it's always good to try and put yourself in somebody else's shoes, because I think even in everyday life, you scratch the surface and everybody's got some sort of issue or emotion or situation going on. And I think something to be taken away from it is sort of kindness and putting yourself in other people's shoes, especially in this day and age with the politics that are going on. I think one of Bob Dawes' lines is, "This is not a political meeting, there will be no politics." So yeah, maybe take away the fact that we don't need to talk about politics for a night or two. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Talk about something else. Is there any qualities in your character that you can see in yourself?
I think Sophie is, she's got a lot going on, but she always makes the best of it. She's not in terms of like stiff upper lip, but you know, she's very strong-willed, and she always tries to sort of change a situation to make it, you know, the glass half full rather than half empty. There's a lot of underlying things that Sophie goes through during the play, and I think, you know, she's a fighter, which I like to think that I am.
Yeah. Obviously this is on stage. Is there a difference between doing on screen and on stage?
In terms of technique, yes. You know, with TV and film, the camera picks up everything, so you don't have to project as much, and it's all in the eyes, and it's a lot more subtle. Whereas with the stage, you know, you've got to have clarity and diction, and it's really important to warm up. Also, you know, things need to be a little bit bigger on the scale of things, because, you know, you've got to think about people, you know, up in the auditorium and everyone in the stalls. So yeah, in terms of technique, it's different, but in terms of acting, I always say act the truth, play the truth, play what the text gives you. And I can't say I like one more than the other, if that's going to be your next question.
No.
I love them both as much. I think, you know, the joy of live theatre is a real buzz. Yes, you do the same thing every night, but you also find and allow the time to breathe and find new things hidden in the text and the performance, and you're reactionary to every single performance. Whereas with TV, you know, especially with like Emmerdale and Holby, you know, you're on a time schedule and you've got to get stuff done, and it's, you know, try and get the takes as quick as you can. So and it's a new text every day, but you lose out on the thrill of live theatre. So they've both got their bonuses, definitely.
And what was it about the play that made you say yes to it?
Alan Ayckbourn. I love Alan Ayckbourn. I grew up, I'm from Hull, and actually I applied for a grant from Alan Ayckbourn's trust called the Split Infinitive Trust when I got into drama school, because we didn't have the money for me to go, and so I wrote to Alan because I'd grown up watching his work and performing his pieces and monologues, and it's a really nice story that his trust gave me a small grant to help me go to drama school. So all through drama school I still performed his work. My showcase for my end of year was How the Other Half Loves. My first professional play outside of drama school was Bedroom Farce. So to be doing this on a UK #1 tour, it was an absolute no-brainer.
It's like a circle coming around, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was a really, really nice full circle for me. It feels great, and the whole cast got a card off Alan, and I have had correspondence from Alan and his partner Heather, and they're both thrilled that I'm doing his piece, especially 10 years ago. The journey began with them.
Yeah,
so
it's really nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice.
You've had you've done different things in your career. What would you say the highlight is for you?
I mean, Emmerdale was a game changer.
Yeah.
Emmerdale changed my life.
That's where you became like a household name.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Well, I don't know, am I? I don't know. Everyone's like, Gemma Atkinson. I'm like, no, Gemma Oaten. But yeah, no, it opened a door that I'd only ever dreamed of, and you know, I'd worked hard to get there. But yeah, playing Rachel Breckle was definitely that next step in my career that I still to this day pinch myself.
So how did it feel when you got killed off?
Well, it didn't feel anything because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I never expected to go back.
Yeah.
And obviously I do Holby City as well, and I've got other things going on. So it wasn't. If anything, it felt kind of like a chapter closed.
Yeah. Relieved
and I
that
actually
it was all...
like that. You know,
Yeah.
I spoke to Kelly Hollis about it, who played my sister Ali. And she'd been
She
killed
got
off,
sick, yeah.
and then Alicia, who played Ruby, she'd been killed off. But I also keep in touch with Sian, who played Jenny, and we all sort of said it's actually quite a relief, because what people don't see as the audience is in our day-to-day lives, the amount of people that always ask the question, when are you going back? When are you going back? When are you going back? And now I'm like, nobody asks me anymore. And it's quite nice because it is sort of, I'll be honest, leaving a soap is leaving any acting job is hard, because you never know when the next role's going to be. So it's a real leap of faith, and it's very scary to leave a job like that. But there's always that little dangle of a carrot that sometimes stops you from feeling the fear and doing it anyway. So whereas now Rachel is up there with her Spencer family.
We didn't see the body.
We didn't, so you never know, it could be an insurance job. Could be the next Kathy Beale. But that's the writers.
Is this your first time in Newcastle?
I have been to Tall Trees. Where's Tall Trees? That's near Newcastle, isn't it?
I don't know, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I've been to Tall Trees before. I've got a feeling it's just outside of Newcastle.
Yeah.
My auntie is from Billingham, so that's the other side, isn't it? That's
that's...
Are we allowed to say it? Middlesbrough, the clash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've not been to Newcastle proper before, but it's buzzing, and the audience last night, for our first night here, was just, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, they were so on board with us, and you know, even like Bob, I've just bumped into Bob, he's been round, is it Grange Street Market?
Yeah.
And he bumped into a lovely family who'd seen the show last night, who said it was one of the best things they've seen, and they loved it. So that's always really lovely, and I think it's part and parcel of the Newcastle mentality. You know, I'm a northern lass, and you know, it's a very different feel to being sort of down south. You know, everyone's sort of very open and warm. I'm not saying anything bad about the south, but you know, there's a classic divide, isn't there?
Yeah.
So it's really nice to be in Newcastle. I just wish it had stopped blooming rain.
Yeah.
It's been a bit wet.
It's typical Newcastle.
That's fine. I'm from Hull though.
You've become like a mental health campaigner.
Yeah.
Do you feel like everyone's getting more aware? Or do you reckon that's affecting like dramas on TV?
In terms of the scripts,
scripts and topics.
I definitely think more and more people are talking about it and being braver to talk about it in terms of factual and non-factual.
Yeah.
I've always been very open and honest about my journey battling an eating disorder when I was a child, and I'm very, very passionate about using this privileged bit of platform that I've got. So when I say Emmerdale was a game changer, it was a game changer in terms of my acting career, but it was a game changer in me being able to use that outreach to help thousands
Yeah.
of people going through the trauma of an eating disorder, especially with my parents' charity, Seed. So yeah, so the joy of this tour is that while I'm going around the country, I've been able to go into schools and talk
Yeah.
to kids, and that's still very much ongoing. So I think everyone thinks, oh, you're off all day, and I'm like, no, I'm doing emails and I'm doing talks around the country. But I think the more and more we can be brave and use our voices,
Yeah.
the better.
Something's going to change.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. And have you got any more projects coming up?
In terms of everything.
Stage screen, yeah.
Stage. So this tour is
Yeah.
obviously going through till next year, which is fantastic. The Celebrity Great Antiques road trip. I'm on that in December, so look out for that. We had an absolute ball. I don't know how much is going to cut the watershed. And then next year there are some things that are in the pipeline, but I'm not allowed to talk about. But there's also a lot of stuff that I'm doing with the mental health campaigning that I'm really excited about. So yeah, lots going on, and just looking forward to Christmas at home for the first time in 5 years. Not doing pantomime this year, which is nice.
Spend
so
some
I
time
get
with the
a
family.
proper Christmas.
Yeah.
Because we break for the tour. So
Yeah. Thanks for joining me today.
thank you. Come and see us. It's brilliant. That's the point of doing this interview, isn't it?
Yeah.
To get bums on seats. Right, bums, go on the seats.